Hey guys, Weston Mine Detective here, coming at you with another mine exploring video. So right there in the middle of the screen, that's a road that I just came off of. And just up this canyon, there's supposed to be literally dozens of mines scattered throughout the hills. And then right up there, there's actually a wooden platform. Not sure if it's a mine or a cabin, but I'll go up there and check it out. So here's a pretty interesting feature I found right off the trail. This looks to me like a clay marker. It's a bunch of stacked rocks, and then right on top there's this wood beam. I don't see any tobacco tins or cans. And then also, there's what looks like a cairn, probably for the same purpose, right over here. Just a bunch of stacked rocks. That's probably the other clay marker. So just to the left of the trail, we got this group of barrel cacti. Definitely don't want to fall in that. Those things are really spiky. And then here's a look at the trail I'm going up. This is the old miners' trail. Constructed sometime in the early 1900s. Sometime around 1915, 1920 or so. And it looks like there's a prospect up there. I see some pipe going across a mountainside. Alright guys, so I made it to this prospect that I seen from down there. There's some wood strewn about the place, and I seen right over here there's a bunch of nice copper minerals. Lots of blues and greens scattered all over the floor. There's a big chunk of limonite. That's a heavy one. So yeah, aside from all this copper they're finding zinc, silver, lead, gold as well. Got some gobbing right here, and I looked in both of these holes. You got one right here, this one goes in about 10 feet. And you got one higher up, that one goes in about 15. Alright guys, so there's looking below the platform. I'm just inside the mine. And let's see how extensive this one is. I don't really have too high hopes for this one. Oh yeah, this thing just faces off right there. Alright guys, so there's a shot looking down at the platform. I just came up the miners' trail, goes up this way. And right here I'm standing on the waste rock pile of what looks like a little prospect. It looks like there's a little dig hole right here in the floor. And it's got this danger unsafe mine sign right outside the portal. You know, I really don't like these, considering most of the time these are in front of only 15 or 20 foot prospects. And that's the case in this one. Wow guys, look at this view. So I just made it to the top of this ridge, and we got an awesome view of these desert mountains. So looking right down there, that's the road that I started on. Looks like there's actually a mill foundation right over there. And then looks like right over there there's like a switchback trail. And I think right past that bend there's another mine. Alright guys, so now I'm on the side of the road. There's a whole bunch of cans and bottles strewn about the place. This is the old miner's dump. And right over here we got a couple interesting artifacts. That's an old oil can right here. This looks like an old opium or tobacco tin. You can almost see the remnants of the design. And then I seen this piece actually had writing on it. It says patented Acme, November 14th, 1876. Dang, that thing is old. So this looks like the handle off of what I would guess is a pan where they would cook their flapjacks. There's the view we're dealing with right now. So the road keeps on heading up this canyon, and then right across the way it looks like there's the remains of what looks like an old, possibly a bunkhouse. There's a lot of stacked rocks right over there. And right behind me we got yet another gated, what looks like two portals. This one goes slightly downwards, and then it looks like this one ends in about probably 8 feet or so. Looks like that one keeps going down, so I'll check that out. So there's looking towards a portal, and apparently this one just ends. We got these timber supports right above what looks like a 15 or 20 foot shaft, and it just stops. So here's a look at what I believe used to be an old bunkhouse. You can see that there's stacked stones right there and a whole bunch of wood scattered all over. I don't see any remnants of the beds, so maybe it wasn't a bunkhouse, maybe it was just a mine outbuilding. But I noticed right over here, this almost looked like a mine at it, but upon further inspection, it looks like this used to be an explosives bunker, explosive storage. So yeah, they would have probably stored the dynamite in here. Alright guys, so I made it to the mill site, and this must have been quite an impressive operation considering the size of those walls. It's crazy to believe that there actually used to be a building there, probably about 50 or 60 feet tall. There's the front wall foundations. And then right behind me, we actually got the mine. There's a waste rock pile, and then looks like there's even a chute up there. And the ore that they took out of there was processed right behind me. Alright guys, so I hiked up this miner's trail for about a quarter mile, and right in front of me I see what looks like telegraph poles. There's 3 of them. There's one here, then 2 higher up, then just to the left of those I see what looks like a tram station, and there's a collapsed one right on this ridge. So I'd imagine there might be some ore buckets up there. That'd be a really cool find. And then looking right behind me, there's looking up the miner's trail up towards the mine, which is right there. Alright, so now I'm on a switchback trail going through this talus, and looking over this way, that's where the telegraph poles and the tram line is. And I'm pretty high up here. I'd have to guess probably close to 4,000 feet maybe. Yeah, it's pretty hard trekking through here. A lot of limestone, really rough rock. Oh yeah, and I see the wooden ore chutes right over there. Alright guys, so we finally made it to the main attraction right here. We got this awesome wooden chute. It's just suspended on the side of the hillside. Right above it looks like there's a wooden trestle, goes off to the right. And right below this wooden chute, we got this metal chute. Looks like it's made out of old pipes, but it's got those really old rivets, probably 1910, 1920 or so. We're gonna head up there. Alright guys, so here's a shot from the top of the trestle. Right here we got 2 sets of rail. And yeah, this is pretty precarious on the side of this mountain. The wood is in pretty bad condition too. And there's a look at the top of the ore chute. Now we're gonna head into the main portal, which is right over here. Alright, so there's one last look at the trestle before we head in here. Yeah, so we got some rail right here, but it looks like past that they removed the cross ties and track. I feel some really cold air in here, so hopefully this connects to something else. Alright, so there's looking back towards the portal, and we will continue on. So I noticed on the right hand side there's some pneumatic drill pipe. Looks like we picked up some of the rail again. Looks like right over here you get a little raise. Oh yeah, and then right here we completely pick up some track. So that's good to see. Right here we got a pretty big stoked out section. And right here, we got our first ore chute. That's a good sign. Oh wow, and even a manway. I might have to check that out. Probably leads to the upper levels. Ooh, and I really like this section right here. Windy rail. I hope there's an ore car in here. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a rail turn quite like this. That was a really sharp turn. And looks like we're getting into a more stoked out section. Oh yeah, I see a pillar. Wow, yeah, there's a stope right here off to the left. Here's a look at that pillar. Ooh, wow. And we even got some skip car rails going off to the right. Alright guys, so I used the right hand rule and now I'm in this right hand stope. Right there, that's where I crawled through. There's a rail right there. And then right here we got a whole bunch of timbers stashed away in this pocket. And right down here I've seen a couple of pieces off of dynamite boxes. This is a Hercules brand. Those are quite common. And then this one just says high explosives, dangerous, this side up. Lots of dynamite paper, pieces of fuse as well. It doesn't look like this goes in too far that way. And ooh, there's a really nice pocket of copper minerals right there. So here's a pretty cool find I just made. It was partially sticking out of the ground, so I dug it up and it turned out to be this Hercules powder cardboard dynamite box. So yeah, these are definitely newer than those the other ones right there. Probably dates to the 1950s or so. Those date to probably the 30s or 40s. Alright guys, so I kind of made a sad discovery here. Most of you wouldn't think this is so sad, but yeah, it's a little tarantula. Got stuck in the mine, probably died of old age, I would guess. Alright guys, so there's looking where I just came from, and now we will be checking out this left-hand stope. And I seen this piece of what I would call fuse paper right here. It says National Fuse and Powder Company, based out of Denver, Colorado. Black Monarch safety fuse. In cold weather, warm the fuse before unrolling. And there's even a date. Don't know if you guys can see that, but it says September 13th, 1954. That's a really awesome find. Let's see if we can find any other cool pieces of paper or artifacts up in this stope. So yeah, it looks like there's a rail up here. This is probably the upper levels where that manway leads up to. Alright, let's check over here. Yeah, and it just ends right there. There's a whole bunch of limonite. Alright guys, so I just got done with some crawling and I came across this pretty cool piece of newspaper. Looks like it actually has a year. It says Wednesday, November 24th, 1954. So that's 2 months newer than that piece of fuse paper I found. It says spy charged, probably with treason. And then on this side, looks like it says county grand jury paneled by 3 judges. Plumber without license fined. Yeah, so just pretty much local articles in here. Alright guys, so on my way back to check out the manway, I found all these pieces of cigarette cases. This one says Pall Mall, famous cigarettes, wherever particular people congregate. That's an interesting slogan. Looks like it's still got the stamp on it. There's an old gold cigarettes. Still got the 20-cent stamp on it. This one that says Star Single Edge Blades. So I'm guessing they were shaving inside the mine. That's not so smart, but ooh, and then here's a really nice example of the Pall Mall. Got the stamp. That's really nice color on that. Whoa, what is, oh wow, that's an actual cigarette. You guys see that? It says Camel on it. And it's still got the tobacco in it. Whoa. Camel brand cigarette right there. Comment if you guys have ever seen a 1950s cigarette. That is really cool. This is milk, Rancho Grande milk. Pretty nice colors on there. And lastly, looks like we got a recipe right here. It says fantastic falafel mix. Ingredients: chickpeas, yellow peas, etc. Wow. Lots of cool stuff here. Alright guys, time to head up the manway. Alright, so I'm almost to the top and I noticed that the backgrounds, looks like they used pieces off of dynamite boxes for those. So here's the top of the chute. Alright, so there's looking down the chute. So this is where the ore car would have dumped all the ore. As you can see, there's no more rails left. There's lots of timber right there. Got some stoppage up here. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of copper minerals right here. Nice blue colors. Oh wow. Got a mini step ladder right here. Oh, and this is where we've seen that rail before. I figured that led to the upper levels, and yeah, just faces right here. Alright guys, so here's a different perspective. So there's a portal, there's the trestle, and there's the ore chute. Basically explored the whole mine. That upper level wasn't too extensive at all. And I'll leave you guys with this amazing view right across that canyon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.